What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the Carhartt Work in Progress collaboration with New Balance on this 990 V1 in this navy colorway. Today's video is brought to you by Heffelux. Heffelux is my all-time favorite sneaker insoles, and they sell ETPU insoles, which essentially is the same material you'll find inside Adidas Boost. So if you're looking to add some additional comfort inside your shoes, be sure to check out their website, which I've linked down below in the description box. You'll see they sell a variety of different insoles, so depending on the type of insole density and the cushioning setup you're looking for, you're going to find there's a suitable insole for anyone. So I've been a paying customer of Heffelux for years now, and to me, I personally find them to be extremely comfortable. So if you guys want to check them out and try a pair for yourself, be sure to use code SEANGO at checkout and get 15% off your entire purchase. So this is a collaboration between New Balance and Carhartt Work in Progress, which is a spin-off of the classic American workwear brand with more of a streetwear touch. So this entire capsule, which released alongside apparel as well, is inspired by neighborhood gyms, and they released on September 16th for a price of $190 US or $260 here in Canada. So the official colorway for this shoe is dark navy and steel gray, and the style code is M990CH1. So first of all, here's a quick look at the box, and as you can see, this is a small tweak compared to the normal New Balance Made in USA box. It's done in this lighter gray finish, and on the top of the lid we have both Carhartt and New Balance co-branding. As for the shoe itself, so this is your classic 990 V1 silhouette, which is the very first New Balance 990 to ever release to the public. So for this specific release, on the toe box, this is covered in this tightly wound gray colored mesh. However, surrounding the front toe cap, we have this very hairy, long-haired suede, which is done in this navy blue color. This same hairy suede covers the entire mid-panel as well, and then stitched on top of this, we have the New Balance N logo, which is constructed out of this reflective silver 3M with a layer of white leather underneath. Moving downwards, you can see more of that gray mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box, and then wrapping around the heel, we have more of that blue-colored suede. And then the top of the heel is covered in another panel of gray colored 3M, and we have the Carhartt logo on the right foot and the New Balance logo found on the left foot. And then beneath this, surrounding the back of the shoe, we have this cream colored TPU heel clip, which gives you added structure and support for the back end of the sneaker, and we have New Balance branding found on the lateral side. In terms of laces, so these come with two different pairs of laces. The standard or default lace is an off-white color, which is done in this flat style, but they also give you a secondary gray colored lace as well. Underneath this, we have a very thin mesh tongue, and at the very top we have this tongue tag with New Balance Made in USA branding, and once again the Carhartt logo found on the left foot. The top portion of the interior of this shoe, this is lined in a tan color textile, which I personally thought was a very much needed pop of color. The insole itself is also lined in that same beige color, and this is a fairly thick insole where the majority of the comfort does come from. And stamped on the heel we have both Carhartt Work in Progress and New Balance co-branding. So the upper of the 990 V1 sits atop this EVA foam midsole, which is predominantly done in this white color. However, the top portion of the heel, this is done in more of a gray colored foam. And then as we turn the shoe over to the bottom, so the outsole here is actually a Vibram outsole, and it's done in this two-tone finish, with black comprising the majority of the outsole and this hit of tan or beige on the heel. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, generally speaking, I feel like you'd be best off if you stuck true to size. So I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I deviate between a 9.5, which is a half size down, or a 10 in my New Balance sneakers. Historically in the past, I've been able to go a half size down and it gives me a nice snug one-to-one fit. But for this pair, I would definitely recommend sticking true to size and not to go a half size down unless you have really narrow feet and you like more of that snug fit. To give you guys a point of comparison, I go a half size down in some New Balance silhouettes like the 992, the 990 V3, V4, V5, and the majority of my 550s as well. And in comparison, I usually stick true to size or size 10 in silhouettes like the 997, the 990 V2 because I find both those two models have a bit more of a narrow toe box, and other silhouettes include the 991, the 1500, and a lot of my 2002 Rs as well. Moving on to the comfort, so the 990 V1 in my opinion is a very basic setup underfoot. There's no real advanced technology in this shoe, and it's just a very simple EVA foam midsole. However, like I mentioned, the insole is quite thick and it feels very well padded, so it's definitely not going to be an exceptionally comfortable sneaker, but for a retro 1980s running shoe with very minimalistic tech, it's going to feel like most shoes in that era, meaning it's going to be very flat, low to the ground, and there's not too much from a softness and step and comfort perspective, but for just an everyday casual use in modern times, it's going to be perfectly fine. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship on this pair, so first off, material quality, I thought it was great. The suedes felt very plush, very buttery, and I really like this long-haired suede that New Balance continues to use these days. And on top of that, the overall craftsmanship on this pair, I thought it was very solid. It wasn't perfect by any means. For example, there was a little bit of scuffing on the heel, and that probably happened when it was in transportation in the box. And while I do love the long-haired suede, it does shed a little bit, so it kind of was getting on the laces and on the TPU on the back, but just a simple linting will get rid of that easily. So as you can tell, no real issues at all and no real complaints on this pair. So with all that out of the way now, let me toss these on feet and I'll show you guys how these look. For Carhartt and New Balance's first collaboration together, to be honest, I was a little bit underwhelmed. I think this shoe was so close to being very nice. In my opinion, it was just missing an additional pop of color somewhere on the upper. I like what they did with this tan hit on the inner liner and on the outsole, but I was kind of underwhelmed by the look of the upper itself. Maybe implementing more of those workwear tones or materials on this shoe would have taken it to the next level. But for what they gave us, I'd say that it's a nice shoe to have, but it's not a must-have in my collection. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this collaboration. Did you guys manage to grab these when they released? Did you take an L or did you just pass altogether? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esgo8, check me out on Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and hopefully it helped you in some way. And I'll catch you guys all in the next one.